Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Big Night In number 19. Thanks so much for ordering this week. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for letting us be a part of a very special celebration at home. We've got a beautiful menu for you tonight, and why don't we go ahead and get started? I've jumped ahead a little bit. We want to take our Brussels sprouts, toss them with a little canola or vegetable or grapeseed oil, some salt and pepper, and toss them in the oven on a baking sheet at 425 degrees. I always like to do the flat side down, and we're going to roast those for 15 minutes. I started that about 5 minutes ago, so that everything can hopefully come together at the same time. I also have my celery root and potato puree on the stove, heating up slowly, and same thing with our sauce financière. And you want to just make sure to keep stirring that occasionally. I've got my pan, and we're going to heat it up to medium, and that is for our duck breast. So we have done the duck sous vide already, and you want to season it both sides with salt and pepper. I'll show you a little life hack. So you can put this in. You don't want the pan too hot because the duck is basically cooked. We're going to render the fat off of it. Take it out of the sous vide bag, put it on some paper towel so we can get the moisture away. And once it's in the pan, then you can hit it with some more pepper and salt. You don't need to use any oil because the fat from the duck is going to render out, and that is going to be the fat in your duck, which is great. Got all that going on? There's very little other cooking to do. So let's start working on our appetizer, shall we? So we've got this really bright, flavorful, seasonal salad. Chef's calling it a Caesar salad. I think it's more because of the dressing and a couple of the accoutrements, but it's not like any Caesar salad you have seen before. So we've got our arugula, we've got our spinach, and we've got our radicchio. And we're going to add some pepper to this only. You don't need salt because it already has some salt. Oh, speaking of which, I just knocked my salt over. And then we've got our lovely Caesar dressing, which I love Chef Rich's Caesar dressing because it's very garlicky and it's fresh. Then we've got some lemon. I'm a huge fan of Rich's dressing, so I don't want anything to go to waste. Stuff on the spoon. So I want to squeeze the lemon in there. And I might save the other wedge of lemon just to drizzle on top at the end. And then from here, I'm going to mix. It's a little trick that I saw in a lot of the salad stores in New York City. Sweetgreen and Mad Radish does it here as well. And you want to sort of use your tongs vertically so it allows you to grab. And the Caesar dressing is particularly sticky, so make sure you beat it off from your tongs so that you can get it all on there and not have it stick to your tongs. I want to go back to my duck for a second. Make sure that I'm doing it right. So 5 minutes, and we're going to flip it over after that for 90 seconds just to sear the backside. And then we're going to let it rest for 5 minutes, which is super important because if you don't let it rest, then all the juices run out and the duck is very tough. It's a little cooking hack for all of your red meats. Make sure to let them rest. Some people even rest fish. Okay, I just want to make sure that our duck is getting nice and brown. Yep, I'm going to flip this around because this part of the pan seems to be hotter than the other. Here's another life hack. Buy a cast iron pan if you don't have one because they are really helpful. If you are a regular for Curated, then you know all about this. Best $20 that you've ever spent. They're great to go in the oven. They're great to sear things. Easy cleanup. You know, what can you do? It's great. I got my cat because she loves prawns. She loves shrimp. And so, and we did the bad thing of serving her some earlier this week when I was cooking some on Monday night. And she smells them. It's like, goes crazy. Anyway, let me tell you about the white wine that we've got paired up for this. This is a wine that I used to pour by the glass in New York City. And I recently stumbled upon it again here in Ontario. This is a Kurt Angerer Gruner Veltliner from the Kemptal region of Austria. And it's delicious. It's got this briny mineral note and then really lovely acidity to it. And it's going to go great with this Caesar salad, amped up Caesar salad. There's my cat. No, you can't come. She really wants to come. Okay, this is coming along well. So we're going to flip it over now. 90 seconds on the other side. Make sure to keep the duck fat because that's very important for the shimeji mushrooms. Okay, so we're going to start plating our salad. You want to use a big pasta bowl for this because it looks better and it holds all the good stuff in there. And it kind of looks like Christmas itself. I am recording this on December 1st, and so Christmas is in the air. Get all that good stuff in there. It's a nice big salad. I hope that you're actually not doing what I'm doing, which is doing both at the same time. I hope you do your appetizer first, take a break. I'm working on some new playlists for those of you who have enjoyed the playlists in the past from Spotify. And yeah, I really hope that you're going to enjoy version 2. Okay, so we've got 5 of these lovely prawns per salad. I'm going to throw those on there. And if you want, I'm going to take a little bit of salt and just give it a little extra. Bring out the flavor. Okay. Then we've got the lardon. My cat is getting finicky because she wants some of these prawns. All right, let's see how our duck's doing. It's got a nice brown coat on the back. I'm just going to flip it over for a second. Now we're going to rest this. I put it on a cookie sheet so that the air can go underneath, and then it's going to rest for 5 minutes while the rest of the stuff is going. Might as well give this guy a stir, our celery root and potato. And the sauce financière, same thing. We don't want a skin building up on that. And our mushrooms. So the mushrooms are now going to go in the pan. And you're going to break them apart a little bit. And these are shimeji mushrooms, which are one of my favorite in the world. They're hard to get, they're expensive, but you guys are worth it. It's a big night in after all. I'm just going to give those a stir. Make sure that the heat is not more than medium. And we got 2 minutes in the duck fat. And then we're going to add a little butter, because why not? All right. Let's see. So let's finish off our salad. We've got the Parmesan crumble. Is going to go around the plate. I probably have a little bit too much, and you want to make sure that we see some of the prawns in the picture. And we've got our capers. It's a very hands-on kind of salad. Yeah, it's looking good. A little bit of the caper juice, why not? My son is the biggest fan of capers. And then the fresh dill. All right, this is looking good. And what did I say before? Keep that last lemon. We're going to a little squeeze on the top so it hits the prawns. It's nice brightness there. How are our mushrooms doing? Good. Don't forget we're going to season these guys with salt and pepper. The potato and celery root does not need any seasoning, or it shouldn't need any seasoning. So I'm going to hit the mushrooms right now before I forget. Got a little bit little since I'm using the leftover stuff. Now the butter goes in. 1 tablespoon per person. That's just going to make them luxurious. And then don't forget to stir the stuff. Keep it on low Should be great. By the way, let me show you this gorgeous Caesar salad with the prawns, the lardon, the capers, the dill, the Caesar dressing. Gorgeous. And now for dessert. So we're going to keep it in the fridge until you're ready to plate. And then we've got a lemon and strawberry tart. Oh no, hope I didn't screw this up too much. I think I banged it around a little bit with the granola. That's okay, we're gonna cover it. So we've got the Earl Grey Chantilly, which is going on the bottom. Let me make sure my mushrooms are good. So Earl Grey Chantilly. Put it all around. Yummy. And the Earl Grey really comes through. Hey Google, off. Okay, I'm going to turn the oven off. Get rid of these things. And now we've got our almond granola. And you're going to crumble it all on top and around. Fabulous. So there is our gorgeous, bright, wonderful dessert to finish our big night in. Okay, mushrooms are looking good. I'm going to turn the heat off of that and they'll finish cooking. Sauce financière, looking good. Potatoes looking good. Potato and celery root. And then for our duck. So, let me bring it over here. You want to cut it with the fat side down, and you want to just imagine basically there's this massive duck breast that's cut in half, and you want to slice it counterintuitive to that. So basically keep it the way that it is sliced. And we're going to get into that in just a second. But first, we need to plate this stuff. All right, celery root and potato. And by the way, if you are looking for some Christmas gifts, then please think of Curated by Becta. We've got gift certificates for any denomination in rounds of $50, so 50, 100, 150, but the one that I really recommend is the one with the dinner for two or the big night in for two that includes delivery and taxes and wines, because why would you not want to give the people you love the greatest thing ever? One of these packages. And they get the video and everything else. And you can even choose when to have it delivered. Keep that in mind. Okay. On our Brussels sprouts here, looking lovely. Just a little bit of brown, exactly what you want. You can have them poking out the side because the duck's going to go on top with the sauce. It's so funny for any of you who have watched this in the past, you know that I plate these two beautiful plates and then my wife comes along and then divides one up between her and my son, our son. All right, looking good. Now I guess we're ready to slice the, oh no, mushrooms. We need the mushrooms. Now there's going to be quite a bit of liquid in there between the duck fat and the butter. So don't feel like you need to put it all on your plate unless you're really decadent. The butter is there to give a little richness to things. And I've done a little scooping, so I'll probably need some paper towel to just clean that up. Especially because we're going to be shooting a picture. If, by the way, you want to shoot pictures of this, just tag at Curated by Becta, and we're very grateful. Okay, now we're doing the slicing. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you all about the delicious red wine that I'm super excited about. Another thing that I used to know in New York City when I was a sommelier there. This is La Mozza, a Sangiovese from Tuscany. And I want to make sure I get it right. Maremma, the Morellino di Scansano. And a famous New York restaurateur actually owns this vineyard. And we get the joy of being able to bring it up, which is great. And I've only discovered it in Ontario again recently, and I love it. It tastes like Morello cherries, which are like the greatest cherries in the world. So if you haven't had Morello cherries, you will taste it in the glass. So cut the duck with the fat side down because it's going to be easier, but then you're going to flip so that you see the skin. Give it a nice little fan. There we go. Got this little stray mushroom there. And the other part about the fan that works really well is that when you do a little seasoning at the end, it will get into the middle of the duck, which did not get seasoned before. All right, now we just need the sauce. Make sure to turn off your burners. Oh, the sauce smells magnificent. Sauce financière. It's got some truffles in there and a little bit of cherry. We're going to go on the duck and we're going to go around the plate. And make sure to dip the duck in there. Let's see if I can do it so that it hugs the plate. This is really the thing that makes this a big night in, is that gorgeous sauce. Paper towel, do a little cleanup. And there is our gorgeous roasted Rougy Farm duck magret with the shimeji mushrooms. I completely forgot. Roasted Brussels sprouts and the truffly celery root and a potato mash. I hope you love your meal. I'm very excited that you chose to dine with us tonight at home. And I really hope that we get to cook and curate for you again really soon. Happy holidays to you all. Cheers.